Hello, this is Susan Yates. Welcome to Ask Susan. I'm here at our barn. It's raining, and I'm with one of my best friends. This is truly my favorite place in the whole world to be. Recently I was asked, how do we grow in independence while at the same time growing in dependence upon the Lord? This is a concept I've talked about in my book, Risky Faith. Generally speaking, I have found it helpful to think of growth in terms of two ways to grow. One is to grow naturally, and that involves growing in independence. We teach our children to make their beds, to brush their teeth, to dress themselves, because we want to raise confident, independent adults. And we too are growing in independence throughout our life. We want to become mature adults who are confident because we can do things for ourselves. That is natural growth, and natural growth is good and important. But there's another type of growth, which I simply call spiritual growth. And it's distinctive because that involves becoming more dependent. You know, the longer we walk with Christ, the older we get, the more we realize how desperately we need Him. And that's a little embarrassing because we're used to growing naturally, which involves becoming independent, whereas growing spiritually means becoming more dependent on Christ. And let me just give you a really specific example. I remember many times when I've come to the Lord and said, I can't do this. I've tried to trust you. I've tried to change my behavior. I've tried to believe, and I can't. And you know what I think God does? I think He cheers. Because it's put me once again in a dependent position. I can't do this, God. I need you to do it within me. Whereas natural growth says, much like the little locomotive, I think I can, I think I can. That's a really good thing. But spiritually, we have to come to the place where we say, I can't, and surrender to God. So it's really helpful wherever we are in life, whatever our age, whatever season we're in, to make this distinction, because if we apply the rules of natural growth to our walk with Christ, we're going to bumble and stumble. Walking with Christ is becoming more dependent, not less. Thank you for joining me today. If you have a question for me, I'd love to hear from you. Please go to susanalexanderyates.com/asksusan and send me your question. And oh, by the way, I have a deeper look at this question of natural growth and spiritual growth, which will be included at the bottom of this video. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.